When an earthquake suddenly shakes up a small Japanese suburb, the locals are not only given a brief fright, but a sleeping evil is also stirred from its slumber, eager to once again haunt and kill whoever crosses its path. In Carved, the Slit-Mouthed Woman. Hi, I'm Cinematico Magnifico of AmoralCrackpot.com, and welcome to the Nightly Chill. Brought to us by prolific horror director Koji Shiraishi, Carved the Slit-Mouthed Woman, also known by its Japanese title, Kuchisake Onna, is arguably one of the most frustratingly bad movies, horror or otherwise, to be released in the past decade. The barely there acting, sloppy framing and cutting, pacing so slow even snails would take offense in a direct comparison, nonsensical logic and rules, and a distinct lack of scares and violence and blood and gore, there's simply nothing done right in this movie. In fact, the only thing more confusing and frustrating than watching Carved is to learn that, upon its initial release, the movie was actively praised by a number of outlets, including Variety magazine. Now, there's certainly something interesting to be derived from its premise, one rooted in the titular Kuchisake Onna, which is a fairly modern urban legend about a malicious spirit that plays a violent and often deadly game with its victims. But Shiraishi does everything he possibly can to forcibly declaw and defang the entire premise. The movie not only looks like it was shot and edited for TV, but the acting and action is so bad that at one point there is a long, oddly framed shot of the Kuchisake Onna kicking a girl like a sack of potatoes. And it's not some swift, hard-hitting soccer kick to a frightened, hurt individual. Instead, it's a small, lazy poke with a foot, followed by a cartoonish thud and a wholly unconvincing grunt of what is supposed to be pain. And this shot just lingers and repeats for a good 30 or 60 seconds before the actress just stops what she's doing and slowly moves on to her next mark. Everything in this movie is downplayed to the point that you might mistake what you're watching for an extended sequential series of outtakes or rehearsals. The actors deliver their dialogue with all the emotion of a corpse, as if they're reading their lines for the very first time. The lighting is flat and as lifeless as the performances, and none of this even begins to touch upon how contrived the plot is. For as basic as it is, a wicked woman dies only for her evil spirit to be woken in the present day to continue her unmotivated killings. Shiraishi just strings together a number of loosely connected scenes and characters. There is no attempt to make us care about even the most innocent of victims, no effort put into scaring us, no concept of how logic works into the supernatural aspect of the monster. She simply does something new every now and again, and we're given heavy-handed exposition explaining everything. And the strangest thing of it all is how Carved the Slit-Mouthed Woman is every bit as dull and harmless of a movie as the number of comics and various internet stories based on the urban legend are legitimately spooky and unsettling. And I would highly suggest you seek out such comics and stories, readily and legitimately available online for free, than to spend even 10 minutes with this movie. Carved the Slit-Mouthed Woman is a firm no chill. That's gonna do it for us tonight on the Nightly Chill. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and also be sure to leave me any questions, comments, suggestions for future reviews, and maybe even discuss today's movie at greater length. And as always, this video is brought to you in part by our viewers. If you'd like to learn how to support this and other projects, please visit AmoralCrackpot.com or check the description below. But until next time, y'all need to make like a tree and get out of here.
Thank you.